Leeds 1-3 Manchester City. Erling Haaland strikes twice in city of his birth as Pep Guardiola's side return to second in Premier League. Free highlights and match report as Haaland converts twice from Jack Grealish assists after Rodri opened the scoring on the stroke of half-time. City now up to second in Premier League table, 5 points behind Arsenal. Leeds pulled one back through Pascal Struijk but remain 15th. Erling Haaland struck twice on his return to Leeds to become the fastest ever player to reach 20 Premier League goals, as Manchester City moved back up to second and narrowed the gap on leaders Arsenal to 5 points with a dominant 3-1 win at Elland Road. The Norwegian was born in Leeds in 2000 when his father Alf Inge was playing for the Whites and, with something of an inevitability, tucked in Jack Grealish's square pass 6 minutes into the second half before adding another from the same provider on 64 minutes. The Premier League's top scorer has hit the 20-goal landmark in just 14 games since joining from Borussia Dortmund in the summer. That's 7 games quicker than previous record holder Kevin Phillips, who needed 21. Haaland, who looked fired up after missing out on the World Cup, would have had his 4th hat-trick of the season, too, but for a late stop from Milan Meslier, and later told Amazon Prime, "I should have scored 5." Those assists from Grealish were his first of the season and came after his own finishing in the final third was in focus following a string of missed chances in the first half. But Rodri's opener, 45+1, moments before the break rewarded Man City's supremacy, and when Haaland hit the net twice in 13 minutes there was only going to be one outcome. Leeds boss Jesse Marsch had coached Haaland at RB Salzburg earlier in his career but, like so many Premier League managers this season, could find no way to keep the prolific frontman at bay. That's 26 strikes in total now for Haaland across all competitions and City colours. Leeds had lost by an aggregate score of 11-0 to Man City over the course of their Premier League meetings last season, and another heavy defeat looked on the cards before Pascal Struijk pulled one back with 16 minutes to play. They went close to a second, too, when Joe Gelhardt's shot dribbled just wide. But there was to be no denying Haaland or Man City. Their Premier League title defence is boosted ahead of a key run of games, while Leeds stay 15th, just 2 points above the relegation zone with game in hand on third-bottom Wolves. Leeds were given a warning from Haaland inside the opening minute, when the striker forced Meslier to save on the angle. The hosts weathered the early storm, which also saw Kevin De Bruyne shoot wide. But when Meslier denied Haaland from a one-on-one for a second time just after the half-hour, City ramped up the pressure and should have gone ahead from one of the 3 good chances that fell to Grealish, only for the England man to fire over each time when well placed in the box. City eventually got their goal on the stroke of half-time, though, with Rodri brilliantly rolling on a De Bruyne pass for Riyad Mahrez before reacting quickest to turn in the rebound from his teammate's shot. It was his first Premier League goal of the season and remarkably City's first from open play away from home in 5 games. They would have a couple more by the final whistle. The visitors enjoyed 74% possession Indiana the first half, limiting Leeds to just 1 off-target effort from Wilfried Gnonto. City's 16 efforts made for the biggest disparity between 2 teams in any Premier League game this season. They made that dominance count soon after the restart to take the game away from Leeds, with Grealish capitalising on a Liam Cooper's poor pass, intended for Robin Cook, to intercept, drive forward and roll the ball across for Haaland to tuck in a simple finish. The pair were soon at it again, with Haaland reacting quickly to prod home a Grealish cutback after more good work from Rodri and De Bruyne. Struijk's header from a corner and Gelhardt's near miss kept the vociferous home fans singing right until the final whistle, but the headlines belonged to a player born in their own city. With Chelsea, Man Utd and Tottenham to come in the Premier League before the end of January, it's crunch time for City, but with Haaland in this form, they look more than ready for the post-World Cup run of games which could decide their title defence. Haaland, I should have scored 5. I'm hungrier than ever. Man City striker Erling Haaland told Amazon Prime, I said to my teammates I could have scored 5 and that's the truth. That we win is the most important thing. Arsenal are at the top and we have to hunt them. I was at home on my sofa a bit mad that I wasn't playing at the World Cup. I was a commentator in my own home about the World Cup but nobody was listening to me. I recharged my batteries and watching other people scoring and winning games at the World Cup motivated and irritated me. I'm hungrier than ever. No prizes for guessing who takes home the award from this one. Haaland has absolutely obliterated the previous record for scoring 20 goals in a Premier League season, doing it 7 games quicker than Sunderland star Kevin Phillips. Haaland's performance against Leeds demonstrated his expertly timed runs, his speed and physicality to hold off defenders and his instinctive finishing. It was only when he had some time with the one-on-ones that he was denied by Meslier. Man City had the most players of any Premier League club at the World Cup, but with their Norwegian hitman rested and recovered after 6 weeks off, Haaland looks primed to fire his team towards another Premier League title.